Okay, I think that everyone is here, and thank you so much, Seyha, for spending your valuable time to join us for these sessions. So, would you mind to introduce yourself to everyone in here?
Yes. Okay. Hi everyone. My name is Seyha. Currently, I'm a digital marketing manager for DOM agency. I think if any one of you who haven't heard of DOM, DOM is actually the one of the sister company among the three company, Mekong Big Data, DataU, and then DOM, right? Mekong Big Data, they're kind of more like a data science project, data engineering, and all of that. DataU more like academy, like a training center, right, for data science. That's why you are here now. And also digital marketing, something related to utilize the data to make business sense or to drive profit or revenue for the company. And then DOM agency, we are the digital marketing agency based in Phnom Penh. But what we focus on is, to leverage the data, because we have a team of data science, data engineering, right? Data engineer. So we combine those skills and then use that in digital marketing to drive, effectiveness, and also in terms of revenue, to spend less to maximize the spend, right? To drive better return of investment. Currently, we've been working on various projects from local company, from corporate to SME, as well as with like donor, like a international agency organization. In the case that you are working right now, you're studying right now. We are working with GIZ to offer this first ever digital marketing training, right, to people in Siem Reap, particularly in Siem Reap, Banteay, Min Chey, and Battambang. Yeah, that's a brief about me. And if you have any more questions, please feel free to do so. Yeah.
So we call you Zach, or we call you Seyha?
Seyha, you can call me Seyha.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Lovely. Really great to have you here.
Yes.
Oh,
Thank you.
Oh, luckily right now I'm saying, and nice to meet you, Mr. Seyha. But sometimes I'm quite mute so long because nearby my house right now is funeral ceremony music always lunch around here, and it's just quick off at the moment. So I'm happy to sit down and listen everyone else, but I'm trying to unmute if I could when I have no annoying from my side.
Yeah. So today, I don't know what's the agenda of today, but perhaps you can ask me anything about, digital marketing. If I know, I will happy to share. And also, maybe if you want to know the life and also the opportunity in digital marketing, feel free to do so.
Okay, if no one have a question yet, so maybe I would love to propose one question. Seyha, why you think that learning digital marketing is important for us? Why people need to learn that skill?
Yes, as you can see in the last couple of years, digital, in terms of, if we look at the digital landscape in Cambodia alone, from year to year, there's a growing number in demand in digital space. If you look at the number of mobile penetration, right, in Cambodia, there's very rapid growth in that. And in terms of internet accessibility in Cambodia, also growing very, very high. If you look at Facebook alone compared to the Cambodian population, 16 million Cambodian, but those who are on Facebook almost 10 million right now, which is the #1 spot, right? According to Hootsuite. And also followed by other popular platforms. Currently, you start to see TikTok, start to see a lot of social selling through Instagram, right? IG influencer is taking place. Influencer marketing is growing very fast as well. So if you look at just that data, it tells you everything already, right? The number is increasing. So where there's an interest, right? That's where the advertiser, where the company, would heading to and then spend their budget, right? Their marketing budget on. So interestingly, I think the demand for digital marketing, digital advertising is growing at a very rapid speed. And also at the same time, there's never been a time that is, it's like boosting the speed at a very, very fast speed because of the pandemic, right? Because we cannot do the traditional selling, face-to-face communication anymore. So in the last 1 year, you can see that tremendous leap in the digital space. Lots of companies move from traditional advertising to digital advertising, right? Digital marketing to try to sell the product, because there's no way that they can reach out to the customer because of the lockdown and direct communication difficulty, right? And not only in Cambodia, but worldwide. So it's interesting that if you can make sense of, digital marketing skill, you can make sense of, data science and data, and use that to utilize in digital marketing. There's plenty of opportunity there available in the market. So the space in digital marketing in Cambodia is still, open. But if you wait like 3 more years, I think lots and lots of people will, coming into the space. Then you have to compete again for the opportunity, right? So I think, in my perspective, adopting digital or maybe upskilling yourself in terms of digital skill would be very beneficial and for your job opportunity. And if you are a company, it will, boost your company through the new channel, the very effective channel, right? So that is a little bit about digital marketing. But if you look at digital marketing, it's very broad meaning, right? It can be anything that's happened through online. It can be digital media. You do advertising with, the digital media. You can do an ad on, Facebook, or maybe doing the display ad on Google, right? So there's a lot of channel that you can choose, to advertise your product. That depends on where you think the attention are most relevant to your product or service. But in Cambodian context, I still believe that Facebook, knowing the Facebook, it will be crucial or very, very important for the success of your online business. Google, very good, but in terms, if you are not doing like keyword, because Google is not social, they are more like search driven. So SEO and SEM will be more relevant to Google. But for Facebook, Cambodian context, everyone selling on Facebook. Sometimes they don't need e-commerce at all, right? All they need is a good Facebook page and also a good strategy of advertising or content, creative content, then you can sell the product. Thank you.
Very meaningful speech, Okun Bong.
Thank you. I hope you make sense. If any part that doesn't make sense to you or you don't understand clearly, please feel free to ask me for clarification. I'm happy to do that.
Yes, thank you so much, Seyha. And if anyone have any question, you can raise your hand or unmute your mic. So the floor is yours. So while he is here, please don't be shy to ask any question.
Are we going to go through like the Q&A from the module 3, or are we can just randomly asking questions here?
Yeah, we can randomly ask some questions, and also we will go through Q&A session as well, as you are asking on the drive, Google Drive. Yeah. But if not, maybe Seyha, we can go through these questions that they have put on our Q&A. So yeah, let me repeat that question for you again. So the question is related to on the Facebook itself. For example, if I don't have a business website to connect with the Facebook itself, can this function really have anything on improving on collecting data that have tracking more conversations? Yep.
Okay. For Facebook Pixel, it's a little bit, it's for tracking purpose. Anyone of you know about Facebook Pixel? If you know about Facebook Pixel, please raise your hand. No one, right? Okay.
Very
Yeah.
little knowledge.
Yeah. Actually, Facebook Pixel is a tracking tool that we connect Facebook that allow Facebook to connect to a certain page, website, not page but website. This commonly used, in e-commerce platform, right? So, have you ever heard? Have you ever experienced, like, for example, you went to a commerce site, you want to buy, shopping for clothes or shopping for shoes, right? Or bag, especially for girl bag, right? And after you leave that website, 2 or 3 hours later, you see, the ad from that website on Facebook. How many of you experienced that? Yeah. That's where the magic happens. That's how the Facebook Pixel works. So when you go to the website, the action that you are doing on the site, whether you view the item, right? You add them to cart, you check out, right? And then you pay. All of these actions are captured on on the website. If that website actually install Facebook Pixel, that action that you are doing on the website, we call it in the technical term, we call it event. We call website event. So event is referred as an action that you are doing on the website, right? So why is it important to set up an event on the pixel? Because then it allows you to retarget those people again, because they have your data captured there, right? So, for example, among all of you, some go to the same website, but some just view item. The other is add to cart. The other is check out, but not paying, right? So you want them to pay unless they buy your product, pay for the product. That's when you make profit out of that, right? Otherwise, your spending on advertising is nothing. So you try to convince them on the funnel. If they view the item, you want them, to put the item into the box, into the cart, right? And then put into checkout and then pay for that item. So the way we retarget those people, if we know exactly how many people who actually, put to cart and then we can create like an ad campaign to targeting those people specifically, right? Maybe you target them again, because normally when you view each item, it shows that you are interested in that item, right? But perhaps because you don't have the demand at the moment, or you don't have the money, right? So you can retarget them again on Facebook. So when they go to Facebook, they see that item again. So your interest on that item increase, right? So the love for that item increases. There's a chance, increasing the chance that the same person will buy your product. But if they see the item and then they left, never hear anything from you, there's no chance that they're gonna buy from you again. But when they go to Facebook and they see you again and again and again, so they remember you, they remember the brand. They start to love that item more and more, right? And then that one time that they're ready to buy, they go back to you and buy that item. Okay, that's how it works. And then for those people who are perhaps they add to cart and go to check out, but they haven't clicked pay. So you can also run another campaign, for example, like a promotion campaign, right? Okay. Here the special offer, only 24-hour offer. If you buy now, you get 10% discount, right? So this kind of promotion, we call it like push and pull. So they don't have the intention to buy right now. Perhaps they don't have the money, or they don't have the urgency to do right now. But now you push them to buy by giving them, you know, something that they feel that they will benefit from, right? Buy now, get 10% discount, only 24 hours. You put like a duration for them to act. You have to act, and you have to act now. Otherwise, it will be forever gone, right? So you see that how we target people of just viewing the item, and people who actually put through the checkout process very differently, right? Because the intention is already very different. One is just viewing, maybe just have some sort of interest, but not committed. But the one who added to checkout, we in a technical term, we call them like a hot lead. Because someone who don't know nothing about you, we call it cold lead, right? So they know nothing about your brand. So these people, you need to educate them first, make them like your brand first before that you convince them to buy, right? And then those who actually, you know, viewing item, watching here and there, do some certain action, then we can call them like a warm lead, right? They don't buy yet, but actually they perform some action on the product of your brand. And then those who are hot lead can be someone who really go deep down in the funnel, and from, you know, just knowing your brand, understanding, you know, your brand, and also do a certain action but close to buying. So they are not yet customer, but they are hot lead, right? They add to cart, but they don't pay. So we need to push them to pay. So the message at each group has to be different. So unless we be able to segment them into groups, that allow us to retarget them more effectively. We don't putting the same ad and then try to reach all people the same. Okay, so we need to reach certain segment differently. That depends on how deep they are in the funnel. Is that clear for all of you, or still not clear?
Okay, that's good. By the way, for the follow-up question, Bong Bun Sa, would you mind to read the question from the Q&As?
Okay, one moment.
And if there anyone have any you know, like follow-up question, please feel free to ask. Okay?
I was asking if like the Facebook pixels, if for example I don't have a website, does that Facebook itself alone help to do anything on collecting data and tracking conversation? Or because usually you need Facebook pixel to actually linked with a website, right? So that once you're looking at the website and then you did not make the purchase decision, and then later on when you play around and scrolling up and down on the Facebook, and then you're seeing advertisings pop up. But in this case, you have not looked at a website, and then obviously, and you're just using Facebook, right? Will that Facebook pixel doing anything? I'm not sure if you get the question, but just curious, like if we don't have a website, does the pixel?
Yeah, got the question. Actually, for Facebook pixel, if you don't have the website, then you don't need to have a Facebook pixel, right? So unless you have a website, then you will need that to integrate that to the website to track all the action outside of Facebook, right? But if you don't have that, if you don't have the website, nothing. Just using on the Facebook data alone. Facebook on data on Facebook alone allow you to do a lot of things through retargeting, right? I think if you know like the core audience, right, the custom audience and the lookalike audience.
Yeah.
So this one can be used effectively if you know at which state you should target a certain group. That's going to be very powerful. So again, if you don't have website, no need. There's no way that you can use Facebook Pixel. And then similar to Pixel, I want to add on this a little bit. App is also commonly also increased. Company using app application, right? Mobile application. You use ABA, right? You use many other apps. So in the app, we call it like Facebook SDK. It's the same as Facebook, but it's for the app version, for mobile app version, right? So if you are on the app, people can still be able to track you, right? But given now the change on Apple policy, privacy, I think if you read that, so that it will impact a lot, especially to those who are using iPhone and also have the iOS 14.5 upward, right? Because then the App Store, when you download the app, it will ask whether you are allowed to track or not. And I assume most people will say no. So this will limit the number of people that you can track on iPhone, but on Android, still free. So for the moment, you can track all the Android device. And for iPhone, only those who are using the iOS 14.5, that they have the choice to either allow you to track or not. I think it's a bit complicated for you here if you are just starting, but as you progress through this, I believe that it will be you will get excited from learning these advanced tactics through Facebook. Yeah. Okay, I give the floor to Kerry.
Hey, yep, thank you so much, Bong. So we have another follow-up question as well. I would love to hear from room 2. Is there anyone from room 2 volunteer to ask the question which you have put on the Q&A on document drive? If you don't mind, maybe Bonsa, I think that those questions come from your group, so maybe you can.
Yeah, thank you. Another question is that we have 2 more questions. So the next is like, when setting up Facebook pixels, it's actually on what do you call this, chapter 10. It's showing like to ask you choosing between conversation API and Facebook pixels, and then they recommend choosing the conversation API. So question is, which one of the connection method is better than which one? So, and why? And then the third question is like, can you show us like how to install the pixel code in a website, if that eligible here, you know, because just curious how and where to get the Facebook pixel code and stuff like that.
Okay. Okay, so when you try to install, if I understand it correctly, if you want to talk about like installing Pixel, right, on the website. So in this case, there's 3 options actually available, right? And the one is like doing manually. The other one is like tracking through Pixel and through the Facebook partner, right? That can be WordPress, can be Shopify or anything, any platform. You can go there and check. And the other one is like connecting through the API. I would recommend, you know, connecting through Facebook partner. For example, like WordPress, that's the easier. You don't have to code anything, right? You can just go to WordPress and then go to plugin, and then you search for like Facebook for WordPress, and then you connect it, and then after that you test it. I think I don't have time to actually show you exactly that, but I can tell you it's much easier for, you know, connecting to Facebook partner. For API, I think that one is more advanced. Even I myself, you know, don't know how to do it. It requires you to code and also connect through the API. That's more technical. I think for this one, maybe if your team have a developer, the developer team can help you to connect through that, right? Then this one allow you to do so much more on, you know, like custom process. But if you connect directly through Facebook, then on the event that you set, that has to be what do we say? What do we say? Like all the event that is the option that is available to track is only on, they set it on Facebook platform itself, but you are not allowed to do, you know, a lot of customization on that. But through API, it allows you a bit, you know, more option. You can choose to customize, you know, different word, different event. You can add event that doesn't have on Facebook, right? On through the API. So again, API is more advanced, but you have lots of you know, lots of things that you can customize on. But on Facebook, it's much easier, and most of the marketer, I think they choose to use Pixel with Facebook partner. So that's what I recommend. Don't go too complicated, right? But if you have the ability to code, and then, you know, you want to dig even very insightful data from Facebook, and also want to customize, do a lot of customization, then API, connect to API would be a good option. I hope I can answer your question with that.
Yeah, Bong, thank you very much. Very helpful.
Maybe after this, I can show you a little bit of, you know, the pixel that I install on the demo account, but not, you know, not installing process, but kind of give you the idea of how the trigger, how the data that we collect, how we can collect the data through website.
That would be awesome. Yeah, cool. Thank you very much.
Siri, give the floor to you, Ken.
Thank you so much, Bong. So I think that I would like to recap the questions again, and I know that Bong Bonsa understand about that, but actually from suggestion from Bong Seyha, he would recommend you to use Facebook Pixel rather than API, because API is more like advanced and it's more customized. But at the early stage, maybe Pixel is easier to use it. And I don't really have any more questions, but actually there is a last questions related to that. They ask you to show us a proper way to install a Pixel code. Would it be possible for you to do so, or it take more long time to do it?
Actually, because all of us here doesn't quite understand clearly on the Pixel. So like I said, I will show you the ready installed Pixel, right? Yeah. And then you can see the number in that, right? And then I would recommend you to actually go to Google or YouTube, try to search a bit more on Facebook Pixel until you gain some sort of understanding a little bit. Then you can start trying installing. And then if that in that process, if you have any problem, then perhaps it's a good way for me to jump in and show you. But if you don't have any idea of Facebook Pixel, then I don't think it's very useful here. Okay, so if you don't mind, I will share you my screen on ready install Pixel on Facebook.
Yeah, go ahead, Bong, for sharing the screen. I think that it's good for learning and seeing the demo as well.
Yeah, thank you.
While waiting for Bong Seyha preparing to show you the screen, if anyone have another questions beyond like what we discussed at the moment, just asking about generally about digital marketing, what is the benefit, or what like is pro and con, or what is there any challenges that you have been go through so far within 2 weeks, please kindly ask Bong Seyha, because he is expert one in that field. So it's a chance for you to ask.
Okay, hello May. Hello Bong Seyha.
Yes.
I have some few questions regarding to the digital marketing, especially.
Can you speak louder? Can you speak louder, please? Or put your mic near your mouth. Thank you.
Hello Bong, lưuច្បាស់ទេបង
ចាបង better.
Okay. Yes, I just have a question related to the Facebook ads. Based on your experience, what is the strategy, technique, and requirement need to make effective and successful marketing on Facebook by boosting? Yeah, and that is the first question.
Very good question.
Yeah, and the second one, actually on Facebook ads, there are 5 different, I can say, formats, such as email, video, carousel, or instant experience, or collection ads. But actually in Cambodia, how many ads that you most recommend us to make a advertising in Facebook advertisement in Cambodia? Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Bong Isna, for your question. I'll repeat the question again. First one, how to effectively run a digital campaign. Right? And the second one is in the ad format, which one should we pick? Which one that I should recommend you to do in the context of Cambodia? Okay, so we start with the first one. How do we design an effective digital marketing campaign? So like I said, I can tell that there is no magic. There is no magic for effective Even an experienced digital marketer, you need to do a lot of experiment, right? You need to come up with, the first thing that you need to do is, to come up with like a good plan. A good planning allow you, to do a lot during the process. Because even after planning, having a good plan, then when it comes to execution, like running the real campaign, there will be a lot of customization, a lot of adjustment based on the result that you obtain, through the process. Let me give you one example of this. For example, in the real case, like a data use, right? In the real case of data use program, for example, it's a data science program. So the cost is very expensive. It's $6,000 for 6 months. So there's a lot of money for the student to pay, right? But because this is an advanced program, so we need to target not only the general population. We need to target the specific niche, people who have some sort of data background, maybe IT, right, or computer science. So only those people that is, most fit for the program. Because if you target the whole population, if they have the money, but they don't have the necessary some sort of foundation knowledge to start with, right? So it's useless. You spend the money on the wrong people at the beginning. So we need to define the niche on that, and then you have to follow like a lot of process. For example, how many of you know the funnel? What is funnel? How many of you know that? Okay, so you need to first understand funnel first. Like I said, we don't target people the same. Okay, we don't target all people the same. You don't run just one ad. Hey, here's the data you program, right? Paying your life. It's $6,000. Come join us, and then you will get a chance to get a good salary, right? Okay. Chuna, can you mute?
Yeah, maybe she can mute Chuna.
Sorry for that. You have to first come up with a strategy. For example, now data you just enter Cambodia. No one knows much about data you, right? So how they're gonna spend 6,000 for your program? I consider that as a high ticket. High ticket refer to the item or the service or product that is expensive, right? So 6,000 is already expensive compared to other programs in Cambodia, because this one data science program is not much discussion here, and also not much being taught here, right? So it's a new program. So first you need to let people know that data use is here. Okay, to get people into the program, you need to tell what is Data U Academy, right? That's the first video. You need to introduce the content about Data U Academy. So then when the people watch the video and they show some sort of interest, how do I know that they show some sort of interest? Have those people send us message, right? Or perhaps those people watch almost full of the video or half of the video, right? Because you know that online, people's attention is very short. Sometimes if it's not interested, the first 3 seconds, they will go away and then do something else, right? Because a lot of content is going on this one. So by knowing how many people watch the video, full of the video, I know that these people have some sort of interest. Then I retarget them again with another content. This time I explain to them why this program is important for them. What are the benefits? This time we're talking about the benefit of the program, right? The first one, we tell them who we are, and then the benefit. And then let's see how many people react, through this ad. And then we retarget them again with another ad, maybe talking about, here are the people already joined the program and success, right? Getting success. And then finally we show them another app that's talking about when the program will start, right? And then in the case that you're interested, you will drop the message or maybe contact through our customer service, right? So that way, if you look at the funnel, normally we have 3 funnels. The top of the funnel refers to the consideration stage. The awareness stage. So people don't know you, you make them know you first. They have to know you that you are here first before they can buy from you, right? If they had never heard of you, how can they buy from you? That's the first thing. And then the second part, we call it the middle of the funnel, or we can call this one consideration stage. So after they know you are here, you need to make them like you. After they like you, they start make them love you, right? Until they love you enough, then the last part, which is bottom of the funnel, we call it conversion stage, right? Where people pay or to enroll in the program or sign up for the program, right? That's the offer stage. This one, they love you enough, so they're willing to pay to join the program, right? So you need to design that in not just a single ad purpose, but the more expensive the item that you sell to the people, the more you have to convince them, right? For example, if I sell you a t-shirt, $5 t-shirt, I can show you the ad with a good design, and then if you love the t-shirt, you buy them immediately, right? Because if it doesn't fit you, you can go and buy another one immediately, right? Because they're cheap, very cheap. But if you buy a car, perhaps sometimes you research, you compare different car with the same price, right? You compare different brand of the car, right? Before you buy that product. So if you are the car and then you want to compete with a lot of competitors in the market, maybe you sell Chevrolet, right? Then you have to compete with Toyota, Nissan, Kia, Mazda, other brand, right? Who is similar model, similar price, right? So that way you need to come up with a very long funnel, such what I just showed you earlier, right? So that for me, this part I don't know whether that's effective strategy, but I think that would be you need to come up with a comprehensive plan, so where you can adjust accordingly. Depends on the result when you run the real campaign, right? So that way you can, I believe that you can, get more favorable result than running ad without knowing anything. Just running one ad, right? And then second question, can you repeat that again? Sorry, I forgot that second question. Oh, format, yeah, ad format. And in terms of ad format, same thing. That depends on how you design your campaign at the beginning. For example, for me, I give you an example, the same case as, for example, data use. So in order for people to aware that data use is in the market, I think video would be good content, to show to the people who haven't heard of data use. Why? Because in a video, you can tell many things, right? In detail in the video. But if you tell it in like a static, like in a picture, like a poster, and then you write a lot, people are not going to read it, right? So I think this one would be a video would be like the first format that I would go to. And then I can retarget the people who are watching the video, right? People who watch 15 seconds to the end, people who are watching 50% of the video or 25%, right? The video. And then the next part, for example, I want to show the face of students who actually went through the program and then passed the program. Now they are working in the big company in Cambodia. Then I think showing many people as like a testimonial, I think carousel ad work better. right? Because you can show many faces of the people. And then the last part, perhaps it can be video or it can be poster, that's up to you. So in terms of ad format, I cannot tell you which format perform best. That depends on the nature of your product or service, and also that depends on how you design your campaign from the very beginning. That depends on your objectives as well, right? Do you understand your objective clearly? Then you can perhaps wisely choose which format that you should use in combination with that. For example, e-commerce, you would perhaps choose collective ad, right? Because you want to show a lot of product in one ad. Then again, catalog sale, dynamic creative ad would be a good option for you. Okay, but if you just a general ad, you don't have someone who has to do the video and all of that, then you can start with the static ad for the image only, right? You want to reach people, image would be a good idea to reach more people. So that, again, if you ask me to choose the format, the first thing you need to know your objective. And the second thing, you have to know the nature of your business. Okay, I hope my answer will
Yeah, thank you very much, Bong Seyha. Actually, regarding to the question two, basically, I just want to hear about what is your recommend regarding the advertise in Cambodia. So normally in Facebook they have 5 formats. So I just want to hear that which or how many ad format that you more recommend to use advertising in Cambodia. So normally in yesterday I heard which that or maybe first I can say like Wednesday he said that instant experience ad and collection ad is not very useful or not important to do in Cambodia. So how do you think about that? Or you just recommend us to do some of the formats that most effective or very useful in Cambodia?
I think the most part, what I use mostly is like static ad, video, and carousel. For collection ad, I prefer in case that perhaps in some business that you need to explain a lot and give a lot of different format, different information, different picture. In this case, like e-commerce site, I think would be a good idea to use that kind of catalog sale or collective format, right? But in general, I think because the increasing attention is more on video, then you can do design video, because video allow you to do a lot on Facebook platform itself without having to install, right? Because then you can retarget the people who are watching your video, many options available to you. So for awareness stage, I would recommend video, and then static ad you can try. Because again, although video is a good way, for retargeting purposes, but you need to do like A/B testing. Always come up with a different variation and then do the test. Unless if you have the budget, but if you don't have the budget, then you need to pick one that is very good for you. Okay, maybe static or video. That's what I recommend.
Thank you, Bong Seyha. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Bong Seyha. I think that you can start some demo that you would like to see on screen at the moment, so we can see more in detail. Yeah.
Hello
see
everyone, can you see the screen right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, Bong.
Yeah. So here you see the pixel that I installed on one of the websites, right? So in order to install the pixel, actually in this tab, you will have to go to Event Manager, right? And then you have to set it up, connect it to the website first, and then testing, make sure that the pixel actually fire, which means that it sends the data back to Facebook. Then that's when you can see the traffic. You can track the traffic. In this case, you see this one. I can see what day that how many people go to the website. Because this one is a demo account, you don't see so much traffic here, right? Only the first day that I do a lot of testing that you see so much traffic here. But other than that, it's the organic people who actually visiting the site. Okay. So again, on this one, you can add event, like I said. Event refer to the action that people perform or do on your website. They view a certain post, right? They view a certain category. Then you can target them again based on a certain content that you specifically designed for those people. Okay? So by having installed it on Facebook, it allows you, to retarget them again on Facebook. So when they left the website, you go to Facebook, you have their data. So they cannot go away from you. In this sense, you can always retarget them with, the content that you think most relevant to them.
question បង one question អញ្ចឹងក្នុងន័យនេះយើងយក pixel របស់ website មកដាក់នៅក្នុង Facebook ឬក៏យើងយក
No, we install the pixel from Facebook on the website, on the WordPress. In the case that you use WordPress to host your website, right? Then it's on WordPress. And then it can be at the platforms of e-commerce or Shopify or anything, any website that is. You select on Facebook partner, then you will see the list of all the third-party website that is, that are the Facebook partner. Okay.
Okay.
So that's it for it.
Thank you.
And then the other part is like, you can create like a custom audience, right? Based on the event that you want, and then you can retarget them on Facebook Manager. Okay. I hope this one explained to you a little bit, or just give you an idea or excitement for you to, to go and do more research on that.
Very exciting. On module 5, we're gonna have more of this, right, May?
Yeah, well, let's see. Yeah.
Okay.
I think that like from the module 1, module 2, like we more like study like I think that deeper and deeper, so you will see like how everything's going related to digital marketing. But right now for the it's just 2 weeks for us, so I think that there are a lot of things we need to learn in the futures. So again, it's almost 5 o'clock, but if you have any, I will suggest one more question. I think that if you have, please go ahead and ask Bong Seyha if anyone have 100. Okay, Bong 100, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, Bong Seyha. I want to ask you one question about what time and what day should we post to our page or advertise our page?
You mean what time of day, right?
Yeah. What
I mean,
time?
scheduling for the
scheduling.
the posting effectively.
Yeah.
Okay, it's the golden time.
For me, I have no answer for that, honestly.
Oh my God.
Yeah, because that depends on, again, on the nature of your business, right? You need to know when the attention are. But I can tell you that mostly in the context of Cambodia, for most of businesses, I would recommend doing it from after work, right? Maybe from 6 until 10 or at night, because people with phone they stay longer at night. And for most apps, I see that a lot of traffic happening during this time, because when they go back home after school, after work, they want to spend the time, right, scrolling on Facebook. That's when they see the app and then they do a lot of action. So I think this time would be a golden time. Yeah? And another time that I can see is like after lunch to 1 or 2 in the afternoon, 1 to 3, 12 to 3 in the afternoon. But that's the second best time. But that depends on your business, and then if you run certain many campaigns already, you can always go to Facebook Insight, right? Or can be Facebook Analytics. But Analytics, I think Facebook will retire that function end of this month, so you cannot go to Analytics and have the Insight. But of course, you can still go to Facebook Insight and then try to learn through that. You will see, the time that people perform, and you will see that the time that most traffic that is going to your Facebook page. That give you a better understanding of when you should target your audience. I hope it's answered your question.
Yeah. So I would like to recap it again. It depends on your audience as well. The main person who you are target, because based on the nature that Bong Seyha noticed it around after work time. So after we finish the work, we will scroll our phone, using the phone. So it is a good time for us from 6 to 10 p.m. and also after lunchtime from 1 to 2. So during the break time, I think that the lunchtime should be sometime at 12:30 or something. Like some people, they finish lunch at 12, around 12, and then before they start the work again at 1 o'clock, it would be a good time as well. And from my suggestion, it is not. I don't think that one solution will fit with all problem or all side. Actually, it related to the weekend time. So sometimes the weekend time, like in the morning time, like Saturday or Sunday, most people they have a free time. They're using the phone, so it's a good time as well during the weekend. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we can divide by from Monday to Friday, a normal day, workday, and it's also the weekend time. But once again, not all one solution will fit all the side of the problem. So maybe we can testing it and see the engagement. So you can target later on and how is the flow going.
Yeah. If you think, if you see the golden time for hotelier like Bong Visnao or myself, our lunch time break is 2 p.m.
Yeah. It depends, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it depends. But if people working in the media or broadcasting television, they would know what is the best golden time. If Bong Seyha, he would mention it's like the golden time is like before dinner. But one other best golden time is the morning, like when you woke up and after you brushing your teeth, you always like
scroll your
a cup of coffee with the phone, like something like that. So I think it's the best time. So anyway, just sharing.
The reason that I can tell you the exact time, because for different business that I run account, right?
Wow.
Some business is very strange. Even most of the action happening is at night. It's like 12 to 3 p.m. That's weird. But that for that particular business. And then given the nature of that business, I don't think that people will go search at that night time. But that data tell us that most people go to the website through from 12 to 3 something, right? Which is weird.
Right.
But data cannot tell, cannot lie, right? So based on that insight, then it's a good way for you to start with your targeting. But I think for this part, if you utilize Facebook like CBO, campaign budget optimization, I think Facebook have millions of data. So they know when to optimize best for you. So you allow Facebook to use your budget at what time to what audience that is most receptive to most responsive to your app. Because again, Facebook wants you to get good results so that you spend more on that platform. So,
Awesome.
yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Bong, for your explanation and answer to the questions.
Yeah. Well. Anyway, would you mind to turn on your video and then maybe we can take pictures before
Peace.
we. Yeah.
Oh.
Please.
Okay.
Piece like this, but not piece like this.
Oh yeah. Remember the first day.
That's true, yeah.
Okay, Bong sẽ nói thì đa.
Can I
Fix
call
my
my...
hair.
long time without video, so I think that we keep maybe from now on I keep like push you up to turn on the video. Okay, Bong Chinh Hai, Bong Tung, Bong Chinh turn on the video, Bong.
Oh la la, now we see a lot of cute faces.
Hey. Yeah.
Bong Chinh Rani, Bong Rani, Bong
I feel today is a lucky day.
Bong Rani Thông is with the baby. Small
Okay.
Rani is here.
Okay.
Wow.
I see a lot of people back today.
Okay, yeah.
One more thing, I just send you my name on the chat, my Facebook name, and then you will see like a cartoon picture. And then if you may have a question, perhaps you can shoot me a message, just saying, hey, I'm a student from DRU, and then
Cool.
I have this question. Perhaps when I'm free, I will spend time try to reply.
Adding you now on Facebook.
Yeah, stay connected with Seyha, and also please don't forget to put all the questions in Q&A try. So Seyha is on there as well. So maybe on the try you can view it later on as well as a group. So maybe more another option to everyone. So well, let's take pictures. Smile. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I got it. Thank you so much.
Konchan, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone. I hope today's session,
Bye bye
a
altogether.
little bit, something. You have something from this session. I hope.
We will meet you tomorrow or not?
Yeah.
Monday.
Let's see.
Sorry, on Monday.
Today is Friday, guys.
Don't
Don't do this to me.
Thank you very much, Bong Seyha. See you next time, Bong.
If
See you on
guys-
Monday, everyone. See you on Monday.
Maybe if you guys listen to Katy Perry's song like Friday, it's the best day.
It's Friday.
Yeah.
Okay, bye.
Bye guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye everyone. Have a good time.
Yeah,
Yes.
enjoy your weekend.
Enjoy your weekend. Bye.
មានសំណួរអីដាក់ចូលក្នុងនឹងមក event weekend យើងអាច pop up question
Don't forget to check our Facebook tonight.
Yeah.
All right. Bye bye, Bong.
Bye.
Bye.